Hiya, Derek here. For people who ask me, as I often do, what's the best way of improving my English or any language for that matter, my answer is always the same, and it's reading, reading, reading. For many reasons, just to quickly recap, you see sentences written correctly, you see words spelt correctly, you see the correct sort of structures, how things are laid out. Lots, and you can obviously use these when you generate your own language and sort of basically a case of monkey see, monkey do. And the answer then usually provokes a conversation, which is very similar. It'll be, well, what books do you suggest? And depending on, what authors you like, what types of books, what books did you read, did you like, what books didn't you like? I've had this sort of idea for a while that maybe to put some information up on a website about this. And so to this same, I've actually at the start of the year, I started putting together this, and there's now enough on there to make it sort of worth telling you about. You don't want to see a book review site with one book on it. It's actually a subdomain of my Business English Success, and it's not to save money or anything. It's just that all the domains that I wanted to use are being grabbed by cyber squatters. So what they do is they think, oh, this might be something that somebody might want at some point in the future. So I'll buy it now, say booksummaries.com. I don't know, just an example. And then what I'll do, I won't put any content up. I won't actually do anything with it. I'll just sit on it. And if somebody wants it, then they have to buy it from me. And this is cyber squatters are just scummy. They have nothing good to say about them. Or the other thing you might try and do is to find a domain that was used but no longer used and say, oh, well, I'll take it over. Because you've got to be careful with that as well, because someone else might have taken it over and put a porn site on it. There's all sorts of reasons why not. So in the end, I ended up going with a subdomain to the Business English Success website, and there'll be a link in the comments, in the description, sorry. Anyway, the point of this is you can look at, it gives a summary of the book, of the characters. I mean, we'll have a look at it in a bit. And you can look at the books you've liked. There's recommendations on there. There's sorted by author and by genre, or category. And you can just have a look around and get some good book recommendations. Now, all the books on there I have read. Yeah, I'm a bit of a book nerd, and I can recommend them. Books that aren't on there, I didn't put books on there I can't recommend because I probably didn't finish them. If I don't like a book and I'm partway through, I just don't read it. I go for something else that's more entertaining. So have a look on the site. If there's any books you want me to cover, or any genres or authors, please drop me a message. Anyway, we'll go over to the website, have a look now, and I'll see you in a bit. So here we are on the start page of TLDR Book Summaries. That stands for Too Long Didn't Read. I needed a short thing because Business English Success is quite long anyway. And if I put Derek's recommended books with summaries, no, it'd be too long. So TLDR sounds sort of short and snappy. What we can mainly see here there's an author's menu and a genre menu, obviously About Me Contact, and on the right-hand side here, we have under category, we have the authors listed and the genres listed. This is what it is up to date. Or at the time of filming, should I say. Now, there are several ways you can use the site. If, I don't know, maybe you're kind of cheating and you need to have to write something, you can look to see what the book's about. It might also be people who've been talking about something, say, at work or at school in the coffee area, and you haven't read the book, you haven't seen the series, and you don't know what they're talking about. So here's a good example. So you look at Margaret Atwood. She, Handmaid's Tale was on Netflix recently. And so people are talking about this. You might think, what on earth are they talking about? So you can come here, have a very brief summary. There will be spoilers, so just to be warned. Tells you the key themes, what it's about. We then go into character details. So we have the main characters, what their role is, how they progress the story, etc. Who would fit it, the reader fit, and related books. We'll also have a quick facts. Oh, it's a dystopian fiction book. It was written in 1985. It would take you about 10 to 12 hours to read, depending on your speed, obviously. Any awards. And then we come on to the buy the book bit. We'll come on to that later. The other thing you can do is you might decide, I'm looking for recommendations. I'm looking for books. So what do I like? I like science fiction books. And here's a list of the science fiction books up to date. And you can think, John Wyndham. Yeah, I read some of his. Let's have a look. What do we got for John Wyndham? And then under John Wyndham, we have these are the books. Trouble with Lichen. Yeah, I read that. I like that. Midwich Cuckoos. Well, I don't know that one. Let me have a look. So you go into the Midwich Cuckoos article. And now if you're looking to buy it and read it, maybe don't read the summary. Okay. Ignore the character details. The reader fit, you might read that and think, okay, does that look like me or not? Some quick facts, science fiction. Okay, only take me 6 to 8 hours to read. That's not too bad. Oh, these are the books that if I read any of these, I might like it. And then you want to then go to buy the book. If we here click on buy the book, we end up on Abe Books, which is a website for buying used and secondhand books, or new and secondhand books, rather. And there's a few things I like about this. The main thing I like about it, to be honest, is it's not Amazon. Because Amazon are not that Amazon they used to be. Okay, Amazon, I cannot really recommend them in any shape or form at the moment. Now, this is just one version of the book. So what I would tend to do here is just to copy the title, Control-C, put it in the search, Control-V, and look for all the different copies of this book there are. Now we can say we're looking for books. I'm not looking for anything else. Now this is where Abe Books, in my opinion, is better than Amazon. Yes, you can use and look for new or used. You can look for hard or soft cover. That's fairly standard. But the thing I like here, two things mainly. One is if you're, say, a collector, you might be really into first editions or even signed copies of the book from the author. So say you're into first editions. Then we can look here and see, there's a first edition book. Here's a first edition book. That's quite cool. What you can also do is, because I live in Germany, I can say, give me all those that have free shipping to Germany. And so I can then say, actually, you know what? I'm not bothered about a first edition. I just want to read the book. And so here we have, I can sort them, say, by price, lowest. And then I can see that from this seller, I can get the book for $6 shipped free to my house. I think that's a really good offer. And that's the other way. Now, these links, by the way, are affiliate links, but the amount we're talking about here is not going to change my pension plans, and it won't make it any more expensive for you. It's just something towards hosting costs and that sort of thing. Now, the other thing I would point out, if we go back to the main page, this will grow. Okay, it's on sort of 50 odd at the moment. I'm trying to really get it done so I can get them with regular sort of one a day or so. And so far, so good. The other thing you might find useful is the Contact Me page. If you have any specific questions, just use this. I will obviously reply to you. It might well be that you think, well, why isn't this book here? Why isn't this author here? Why isn't this genre here? It might well be that they're not yet here. And there's only, what I used to have is a section on each book saying sort of why I recommend it, I enjoyed reading it, and so on. And I realized I was writing the same thing on every book, because these books, I've read them all, and I will only put up books that I really can personally recommend. And if there's any books that aren't here, it's either they're not yet here, they're on my list to do, and it's quite a long to-do list because I'm a bit of a book nerd, or I just haven't read it yet, or I started reading it and I just never got into it and it wasn't any good and I didn't finish it. In which case, I don't see the point in putting books here that I can't recommend because I didn't finish them and didn't enjoy them. So if you're not sure, please ask. Obviously, I will answer. And depending on the types of things you ask, if there's a specific book that I've got on my list and people are asking about it, I'll push it up the priority list. Anyway, that was it. Let's get back to the video. So I hope you found that brief look at the new website interesting. Like I say, it is a side project. So if you are interested or you have some comments or questions, you can either ask on the website or ask in the comments here below. You'll get an answer either way. So until then, till the next video, bye for now.